evening, everybody, and welcome. Sailor Nation Sports is back on the air, the worldwide leader of high school sports entertainment for Mona Shores, and we are on the road again. We're down here at Holland College as the Dutch play host to the two-time defending state champions, the Sailors of Mona Shores. And before we get into the game tonight, Steve, we're down here at Holland College, and it's just incredible facilities for a D3 school. Had a chance to talk to head coach Peter Sturzma all about an hour ago, but you've got some nice things that you want to say today about here.
Well, no, I look forward to hearing what you had to say, but, you know, and part of the research of coming to Hope College and knowing that they had added on, if you will, to the football facility, but they just put up a 10,000 square foot building, $3.3 million worth, as you told, and I don't want to take it away from you. They were doing $5 million donation. 3.3 went to the football building, which is on the, I think that's the north end zone, maybe? Is that the north end zone down there?
That would be the north end zone, and that's the Jim Herringa Athletic Center right there.
And it's shared by the football team in the fall, and then in the spring it's the baseball and softball team. But I mean, and then you just look, I mean, I was out on the field earlier, and a couple of coaches even noted, like, the turf is just, it might be some of the best turf that we've played on, including, you know, Ford Field, which is, I mean, the turf is really nice field. So it's a nice setup.
Yeah, it's a great setup. And, you know, got down there, and we were walking around there, and Peter Sturzman comes up and he grabs my arm. Coach Javros, how you doing? And we started talking a little bit. He goes, hey, you guys want to tour the facility? I go, yeah, Peter, it'd be great. So he spent a good half hour with us, showing it and everything, and how the fundraising, you know, the laundry lockers, $5,000 each for one, and people are scratching off checks like you and I are going to the gas station buying candy, and the job that they've done here in the facilities, and it's literally for divisions. This is as good as it gets here.
I was talking to Coach Brott, defensive line coach from Mona Shores, before the game, and, you know, with his different players and coaching, he's been able to visit different facilities. He mentioned Albion and Alma, and he said, you know, this one is right up there, if not at the top. And I was reading, you know, in a lot of these big schools, like the Big Ten schools and Division I schools, I mean, they're constantly upgrading their facilities, right? And so one of the latest raves of upgraded facilities are these nutrition rooms that they walk in, and they have, you know, the vitamin water and the Gatorade, and they have the energy bars that they kind of walk through and grab as after practice, and I think they have that here as well.
And it's funny you mentioned it. They have that. They've cut a contract with the vendor, provides anything that the kids are like that. They have video screens. They have the week-long practice schedule on a big video screen inside the locker room. The kids that don't make the travel team will come in on Saturday. Breakfast will be served and lunch will be served, and they'll watch the game via their own network like that. And Peter's done just an incredible job, and it's going to be his 5th year here. And, you know, I looked up some stats. He was a longtime coach at East Grand Rapids, 164-40.
Crazy.
5 state champions. That's not all bad.
And to be truthful, East Grand Rapids hasn't quite been the same
since
they haven't. He's left.
And what a great fit for Peter to come here as being an alum and played football here, Steve.
For sure.
You know, it's a great marriage.
And we talk just one more thing about the facility. I mean, it's the lifeblood of college football. It doesn't matter whether it's Division III, Division II, Division I. Recruiting is the lifeblood. So you are always looking to have your facilities be better than someone else, or have something in your facility that's different than someone else's. So when the recruits come here, they go, oh, that's pretty cool, and it sticks in their mind. I mean, it's all about recruiting.
Yeah, you want to say something here? I know you're sure you good here.
I'm just listening. I'm just making sure you know that we're on the booth camera.
Well, that's a good thing. God, people actually get to see you sometimes. I mean, I pretty much got a face for radio, but that's okay.
I got to tell you this. You know, you think about a regular season. This is our final away game
of the regular season. Yeah, exactly.
We've been blessed. You know, we talked about it early on in the season that our away games we may not be able to do full live video, and we have done every single away game full live video for everybody out there.
Well, you've got some news you shared a little bit, Lefty, about the MHSA maybe relaxing the restrictions a little bit. Go ahead and share that with us.
They changed it a little bit, which kind of gives us the opportunity to be able to broadcast during regular season. Once we get into playoffs, everything changes. They hold the rights on that, and once we get into the playoffs, we will probably be audio only for that. We'll try to confirm and verify that with the MHSAA, but we still got 2 weeks left, this one being away, and next week our final game at home. That'll be senior night for the Sailor varsity football game.
And it's it's senior night for Holland.
Homecoming,
Yep, homecoming, senior night, the combination of those things. And, Steve, you and I chatted a little bit when we were both in high school. Holland was part of the conference, and, we on a regular basis. Now they're back into the conference as well.
Yep, and to be honest with you, they're having quite a tough go of it to get back in the swing of things. But once we get in and start talking about the game a little bit, we'll have a chance to talk about Holland's quarterback, who really stands out as a player to watch for Holland.
Yeah, and I would be remiss, and I can't thank Joe enough. Last week's game against Muskegon, traditionally, historically speaking, has been the highest viewership that we've got. Joe, exactly. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We had 5,000 people viewing it.
Individual views, yeah.
Individual views.
Now, at one given point, the max that we had was, I believe, 1,500.
1,500, right. Then we've also had 8,400 reviews of it, right? So after Friday, 8,400 other people. Joe, the stat guy that he's not Stevie Stats, the great grandson of Howard, but he's Joey Stats. The average viewership, the average person watching was for about an hour. So it's almost the whole game, where you skip some stuff like that. That's huge. We were in 23 different states and 4 different countries. Now, if that's not cool, and if that's truly not the global world presence of Sailor Nation. So I honestly don't know what says it is. The worldwide leader of high school entertainment is Sailor Nation Sports. And I may go with that from now on, too.
And I think even more impressive was that there were 4, I'll call them media outlets that were actually doing the game last week. There was Tom Kendra was on the radio.
Yep.
Then you had Muskegon Network, I think it's 100.1 or something like that, but they were having issues with their broadcast.
Right.
Then you had the Muskegon live stream, which people have to pay for.
I think it's $10.
Yep.
Right.
And then you have ours, which is free and clearly the best video out there. And I think,
absolutely.
I mean, it is. I mean,
no, right. I watched it. It was crystal clear.
And then I watched the Michigan State game the next day, and we had Dish Network, and it wasn't even in HD, and it was blurry. And I'm going, our Sailor.
Well, you got Kim and Coda Sebastian up in the crow's nest, and we've got Cohen. And Cohen was on the sideline, and his views of the action from the side were breathtaking. And people, if you haven't had to see, work with Kim and Cohen is just a budding star in this field right now. And under the tutelage of Cohen, he's going to do a great job. But the 4 foreign countries, United Kingdom, Canada, Indonesia, Singapore. Wow. Go figure. Truly the global wide leader in high school entertainment.
Kim, and if we could, let's give Cohen a little bit of love. He's over.
Where is that young lad?
Opposite the press box where we're at. He's over to the left. So if you can kind of look over there, he is a little bit further left.
There he is. He's down at about the 4-yard line. There he is. Yep. See, ask Kimmin to do something. He's on top.
Yeah, Kimmin's got that figured out. But we wanted to give Cohen a little bit of love.
Absolutely. Great job.
Again, it's been like a fish taking the water with Cohen bringing him on here.
Yep. So, we had to take some of this personal business side, but Steve, now we got to get to the game. Okay, so, and we're, the playoff picture just came out this week, and right now it's not real favorable because right now we're on the road everywhere. We need to have somebody lose to help us out. But hey, let's get to your keys to the game, buddy.
Yeah, well, before I get to the keys of the game, just a little bit about Holland. Overall, they're 1-7. They're 1-4 in conference. Their lone win in conference was against Wyoming. They won that game 52-49. That was in week 4. Last week they played Reese Puffer. They would travel to Reese Puffer, and they lost 48-20. But one of the things about Holland that will stick out, and it will literally stick out because he is 6'5", 240 is their starting quarterback, Zach Hopp. And he has put up some extremely impressive numbers this year. He's passed for 1,466 yards, 14 touchdowns, does have 11 interceptions, but certainly putting up numbers. And then don't let his size and those passing numbers fool you, because he's rushed for 753 yards. So he has accounted for, about 2,100 yards in offense for Holland. And then they also have a really good receiver in Andon Grigg, and this is his second year playing high school football. He's a baseball kid, but they were able to kind of talk him into coming out and playing, and last year was his first season. He had 35 catches for over 600 yards. This year, he's back at it, and he already has 859 yards receiving and 11 touchdowns. So of 14 touchdown passes, 11 have gone to Grigg. So, if I know that stat, Coach Check knows that stat. And so I expect, games in terms of coverages to be played towards him. But very impressive high school quarterback. Decent arm, not a strong arm, but very accurate. I talked to a Reese Puffer coach today because they played them last week, and he said he's good. He's good. He's not the strongest arm, but he's very accurate with his throws. And so those are a couple players definitely to look at tonight. And then Holland's coach they're coached by Sean McManus, which this is kind of an interesting statistic. This is his third go-around as head coach at Holland. This is his third time being head coach at Holland. So he coached from 99 to 01, 06 to 11, and then 19 to present.
And that's why you're called Stevie Stats right there. I did not know that.
Yeah, sometimes you come back and do it twice. A third time.
Well, the third time's a charm.
Yeah, I'd love to say that, but in the past 3 years, they're 3-21.
Yeah, it's not too charming for him right now.
But the Holland team, listen, I'm just going to call it what it is. They're 1-7. Everything on paper says that Mona Shores is very likely to win this game. But we did get a little bit of rain before the game, actually quite a bit of rain before the game. The field is wet. It's in good shape. But, a couple turnovers here, a little bit of a hangover from last week's Muskegon game. You just never know, because they're high school kids, how this could play out.
Well, the skies are clearing up. I'm looking over here to the east, so the sun's obviously behind us to the west. You notice that east?
Yes,
the sun being behind us. Okay.
Yes.
And so the skies are clearing up. It looks like it's going to be a great night, and with the turf, and like you said, the turf's in great shape. It's artificial, so great drainage. We should be in for a good game. The crowds are starting to filter in right now. But I'm curious, why would a coach come back unless he couldn't find a coach out there? This guy said, hey, I'll come back.
I can't tell you why he came back in the 06 season. I can tell you, so he went 99 to 01, 06 to 11, and then to present. So he said he came back this time because he had children in high school, so he resigned last time. He wanted to see them through high school, be able to attend their events. And then his kids went to college, and he had friends that were on the coaching staff, and I think he kind of got convinced into coming back to coach. And he said, being in the schools, he loves kids, wants to be around them, wants to help them grow. And probably my gut tells me there probably wasn't a lot of demand for the Holland football coach. So good kudos to Coach McManus.
Not only that, but Holland, they're a very diverse school as well, and incredible swimming program, state ranked, nationally ranked all the time.
Soccer team
that is great. They have a great baseball program. The really sport, and they've been very competitive in basketball. Football, unfortunately, historically, has just been one of the weakest, around at this point. And I'm not downgrading it. It's tough to be competitive. And the green is not a K conference.
You want to talk historical? Here's historical.
All right.
They've had one winning decade since they started playing football in 1950. And that was in 1960. The 1960s was their only decade that they had a winning record.
Wow.
So you talk historical, That's a struggling program right there.
So 50. It's a half-century struggling program.
Yep.
Well, that's just another reason, Joe. He's Stevie Stats, a great-grandson of Howell Coach. So I'll tell you, where do you get these stats from?
Well, if I gave away my secret,
no, you can't.
I wouldn't be sitting next to you.
No, God, absolutely not.
Actually,
hey, I got a little
spot. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. You are gonna take that. Yeah, I'll be making my announcement for everybody out there. How many people we got watching? 2 or 3?
104.
104. Well, there's going to be a big announcement coming up in the second half regarding me. That's kind of like a little tease right there, as they call it in the broadcast world. But got a little stat today that I don't think Stevie's privy to it. Very confidential, really need to know basis, and I needed to know it. That Mark Konechny has been elevated now to a 2-star commit. A 2-star quarterback.
Nice.
3-star gets you into the Power 5 category. So we're a star away from that. But right now, Mark's been having, and you had some stats on, Mark. You want to go over some stats?
I'll go over them a little bit.
All right, over in a little bit. We're down to about 5:05 remaining. Are we going to take a quick break?
Let's take a quick break.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Steve's going to get his stats all together. You're watching Sailor Nation Sports, the leader in high school sports entertainment. I want to welcome everyone back. Hey, we hope you had a good break. We're down to 3:05, counting down, and until kickoff here. OK Green Conference action down at Hope College, Holland, Michigan. Steve, we got to get those to your keys of the game, buddy.
Sure. So, I really like doing the keys of the game as I watch, just for some background. When I watch the film, I kind of take in what the other teams are doing, and then also, think about what happened in the games before. So, number one, I think one key for Mona Shores tonight is, how quickly do they shake off last week's loss? It's important that they put that one behind. I'm confident they have. I'm confident Coach Koziak has. But sometimes when you have a big game and a loss like that can linger. Number two, I think it was a back-to-basics week for Mona Shores, and this game will be. You might see the spin trap. You're going to see the veer. You're going to see the bubble game. You're going to see the stuff that has made Mona Shores as we know them over the past several years. And then number three, they got to get pressure on big 6'5", 240 quarterback for Holland, Zach Hopp. They have to put pressure on him and hopefully make Holland run the ball rather than throw the ball. For Holland, they're going to have to create some turnovers. Maybe it'll be opportunistic because the field is a little wet, but they're going to have to get some turnovers. They're going to have to get some big plays early to get a sense that they're in the game. And lastly, they're going to have to take time off the clock. The facts are the facts. Holland is giving up 53 points per game. 53 points per game. So they're going to have to really get some defensive stops and on offense really take time off the clock to prevent Mona Shores from running wild. And just on a side note, too, 2 weeks ago, Holland and Muskegon played. Muskegon won 58-0. During that game, Muskegon ran 16 offensive plays. in a 58-0 game. So that speaks to what we saw last week with Muskegon's quick scoring and, Holland's defense as well.
Yeah, and they're just in a tough predicament right now. We're going to be playing our national anthem, it looks like. No, there's people standing, but not quite yet. So, yeah, it really is a tough situation. If you haven't had a winning decade in over a half a century, it's going to be tough. And God bless that coach for coming back for the third time, because sometimes you say third time's a charm. Boy, it's got to be a really big charm for him, because it's a tough situation, Steve.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And it's how do you change the culture of a program that's been down for 50 years? They haven't been competitive for 50 years.
Talk to Matt Koziak? I don't know.
Exactly, right. Yeah, you talk to Matt Koziak. You talk to the coaches prior to Matt Koziak, whether it's Shores or Heights or Cat or here, or it doesn't matter where you. How do you go about changing a culture from losers to winners? And it's tough. It's tough. And Matt certainly went through his struggle. I remember I've been at Shores for 20 years. This is my third head coach that I've been under. And he started out 1 win his first year. Well, guess what? We doubled it his second year to 2 wins. And then finally we started winning. And his first quarterback was Tyree at what age? 13 as a ninth grader. Yeah. His senior year. Hey, we're at Ford Field competing for a state championship. What would have thought? Yeah, you never would have thought that.
Correct.
So it takes time. And, the diversity of Holland, it certainly makes it a little bit tough, because you got kids who are specializing in a lot of sports.
For sure.
And they are extremely competitive in most sports, really, except for football, and that's tough.
Yeah. Just to echo, I mentioned about the decades, but they only have 5 winning records since 1990. 5 winning records since 1990.
21 years.
Their last winning season was 2017.
Oh, they had a good team then.
But they did have a good team in 2011. They took to the quarterfinals and lost to East Grand Rapids, actually.
Right, they had a good running back.
Yeah.
That really good running back in 2011.
Escapes my mind. And
yeah, but he was a Division II. I mean, he was a tough kid. He was a stud.
But, it's been a long haul overall.
Right, and those type of kids are especially in a community like this, they're not every other year type kids. Yep. It's 20. Hey, got to congratulate Coach Jamie Millis and his freshman staff. They got their 5th shutout of the season, nice. Beating Holland's JV 45-0. And the JV team finished up their season this year by defeating real pesky East Kentwood 22-12. Want to congratulate them. They finished their season 6-2-1, and OK Green co-conference champions, as well as freshman OK Green outright champions. So the future looks bright. But we also got to congratulate the 8th grade team. Coach Tom Grimm and his assistant. Who is that young man, Steve? We coached him over at Reese Puffer. Kevin Terpstra. And they went 6-0. And a nice group of kids coming up. So the future looks bright for Mona Shores football for at least 4 more years. Good numbers, and it's going to be a joy to watch. So, but we've got this season, and Steve, we've got some stats that we'll get into the playoff picture.
Yep.
Because right now, if the playoffs were to start today, we'd be on the road. And we win, we'd still be on the road. And after that, we'd probably be on the road.
And
we may not have a home game for the playoffs.
And when we get a chance, probably later on in the second half, to talk about the playoffs, I also heard another interesting scenario that I don't think we have
national
thought
anthem,
about.
Gentlemen, we're going to take a break for the national anthem, played by the Holland Marching Band. Great job. Great rendition of the national anthem by the Holland High School marching band. Terrific job.
I just need to let everyone know that Joe can't talk. Joe did bring a mic.
Yeah, Joe did talk, yeah.
And Joe is what's to say. But we've got a visitor. We've got a visitor here, son of Joe.
One of the original members of where we're at in the Sailor Nation.
Members,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Noah, thanks for joining us again.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so Noah is in from U of M again for the second week in a row. And
does he really go to U of M, though, or we just try to pull it?
Trust me.
Trust me. See how much work I do for that?
A little closer to your mouth there. Probably hear you better now.
Yeah.
So Noah, he left the game halftime or third quarter or something like that. He had homework that was due at midnight, and he, actually all the way home in the car, he was working on it all the way back home. So,
well, my daughter was at Tim dinner. She brought her little computer. She got a 500 word paper. She's got it done. Brought that. She sent a picture. We just did FaceTime. She's down at the lake right now working on it. Yeah, final exams going on. So we are getting ready. Captain's walking out to the 50-yard line right there in the middle of the Big H here at Hope College, the beautiful campus of Division III perennial power. Hope College walking out to the middle of the field. Got number 15 and number 59 for the Dutch.
That's Zach Hop and A.J. Silva.
And for the Sailors, we've got Elijah Johnson. We've got Kemper Millis, Jeff Lenardowitz, and Mark Konechny. Mark Konechny, the two-star quarterback for the Sailors, having some impressive stats this year. Got an offer from Alma College. So did Elijah Johnson. Just got an offer from Alma College. Hoping to have the recruiting coordinator for Hope College up here. Get a chance to talk to him. Had a great talk with Peter Sturzman, the head football coach here at Hope College. Good catching up with Peter after just a stellar career at East Grand Rapids, 5 state championships. So it looks like the Sailors have won the toss. They will defer to the second half. So we're going to tee it up at the 40, everybody. It's OK Green Conference action here from Holland, Michigan. Beautiful night. Really, it's turned out to be a good night, Stevie.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, for this time of year in football, it's great weather.
Yeah. Looks like the rain has stopped. It looks like the rain is going to be done for the night. We're going to check and see right now what it looks like. There's a 30% chance at 10 o'clock, and we will be done by then, kids.
And we're going to get our first look at quarterback of Holland, Zach Hop, who has 2,100 of all-purpose yards this year.
There's a high end over and kick's going to be taken and about the 9-yard line, 10, 15, 20. Crosses the 25. It's going to be down at the 27. First and 10 for the Dutch.
Bankert on the tackle.
Bankert on the tackle. The junior. Boy, he's a big boy, Steve.
Yes,
oh my
and
goodness.
He's all of 6'5", 240.
Yeah.
And they definitely like to sling the ball around.
Well,
You're going to see
sling it with
you'll see him take
too.
some shots deep. You'll see some out routes, and then you'll also see the read option. And you'll see tonight it's quite a long read. And when he gets going downhill, you get 6'5", 240 going downhill.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
Okay, so it looks like you got quads to the left, split to the right. Now that quad turns into trips to the left. Fullback off right now. We're going back, goes in motion. Quad is going to go to little screen out there to the H-back, and he's going to get maybe a half a yard on the carry. Well defended by that defensive back. Number 6 on the tackle right there. You know who he is, C.J. Ivey. Correction, and 56. Who do we got there? Big Kemper. Boy, Kemper got out there quick. Brings up a 2nd down and 9, a gain of 1.
Holland's averaging 25 points a game. I mean, they've put up some points this year.
Man.
They've put up 50, 44, 52, 28. I mean, they can put up points.
Yeah, but they give up 60, 70 points a game, too. It's pretty tough right there. You got to score a lot to beat them. Fake to the vote. There's going to be a pass that's batted up in there. Could be intercepted, and it is. And the ball is deflected by the interior defensive lineman.
David Frederick with the interception.
David Frederick, the transfer from Muskegon.
And you got to get up there to deflect a 6'5" quarterback's pass.
We're looking at in the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant replay here, and again, you're absolutely correct. He got up, his good hands on it.
Matt likes to go downfield on a turnover right away. We'll see if it's true to tradition. Twins to the top and bottom. Johnson offset to the right.
You might see a pass.
We're going to see a pass. Matt has done that historically. He's going to go downfield for the dagger. Across the middle, and it is caught. Touchdown.
Farnham.
Farnham and Matt Kozak, true to the tradition, gets the dagger into him on the first play of the game.
I'll tell you what, at first glance, I thought maybe, well, he did throw into double coverage, but he outran the coverage, and Mark made a beautiful pass.
Oh, great ball, great time, and Matt's like that. Boy, you turn it over, I'm going to make you pay for it right away, Stevie. So the PAT attempt, swinging gate from the left to the right.
Beautiful camera work by Cohen on that Lake Michigan Insurance Instant replay.
Is he down behind the goal line? Yeah, he is.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Caden Pulowski.
Looks like it's wide to the right. It is wide to the right. So after the turnover, the Sailors strike first to go up 6-0 with the missed PAT. We're going to take a quick break, everybody, but we will be right back.
This is our house. We can find your house.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
Want to welcome everyone back. I got a stat, Stevie. And it's not sponsored by anyone. Okay, this is just my stat of the day. Ready? Can anyone out in Sailor Nation Sports tell me when Jamocha shakes were first introduced by Arby's? We'll let everybody have time to let that sink in. I Google it. I know when it is, being a longtime contributor to Arby's, the official eatery of me for away games. High end over end kick is going to be taken at. There's a fumble. Oh! He caught it running at the 15 and gets blasted at the 20. OMG, was that a hit or what?
That was Demir Farnham, I believe.
My gosh.
And I think it kind of surprised him, so he didn't wrap up on the tackle.
Yeah, I was going to say, it would have had a little bit more substance to it. It was a great collision.
Oh, it was a huge collision.
He didn't wrap. He looked surprised.
And we know running into Demir is like running into a wall.
So
it looked like it, too.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Dutch Balls marked at about the 18-yard line. So we're going to get a little run. Quarterback's going to keep the ball going around that right side. He's going to pick up. We'll give him 5 yards on the carry.
Keewan Farnham on the tackle.
6 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Boy, that's a nice scoreboard, too, though. You know what? That really just lights up really nice here. Yeah. It's not a video board like us, but it's nice. 2nd down 4. That gain of 6. Balls marked at the 24-yard line.
And I think this is part of Holland's plan. They want to take time off the clock so they're not rushing the plays in.
Yep. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he's going to be stuck for no gain on the jet read quarterback keep.
And there you saw that long kind of read.
Yeah.
And then he kept it. But
that's a really long read, too. I mean, it's... So, Steve, who's he reading on that? The end or the tackle?
Well, I think I believe the end, but it also depends where the end is playing because they could be reading the outside backer as well. So sometimes that's what makes the read longer. If it's outside backer, they're getting that backer. They're trying to get, and we'll talk about it in a second, actually, about what he's actually looking at.
3rd and 3, so they gave him 1. 9:31 counting down, and Joe's going to have a little announcement with some money that's going to be coming in down the right. Joe's going to be getting a new toy, and this toy is going to benefit everybody out in Sailor Nation. So it benefits me me somewhat, but it benefits Sailor Nation Sports even better. Joe, fill us in a little bit about what you're looking at to upgrade our stuff here that we got.
So all the work that you two have been putting in recently with some sponsorships, such as the Core Realty trivia, as well as a couple of other ones that are going to be coming up. We are able to, we're going to be going forward and securing the piece of equipment that we need to get the down and distance right into our broadcast off of the Daktronics scoreboard equipment that we most regularly see at different stadiums. So we try as much as we can to remember to tell you how much time is left, what the score is. Obviously, we have that up, but if it's second, third, fourth down, whatever it may be, where the ball is at. But now we won't have to worry about it so much, and we can share that information exactly as it is right off of the scoreboard. So that's what we're going to do with that money.
Yeah, I like how you brought Steve into this conversation. We'll discuss that.
So speaking of time, there's 9:30 left in the first quarter.
Little pass. Oh, that goes incomplete.
That would have been good for a first down.
It would have been good. So it brings up a 4th and 3.
And that was Andon Grigg, who has over 800 yards receiving this year. I want to go back, if I can, Nick, to,
absolutely.
to the read. So, what they're doing is they're reading, and Mona Shores does this in a variation too, but they're reading a player, and they're trying to get that player to commit one way or the other. And as soon as the player commits, whether he comes at the quarterback or they go at the running back, that's when the quarterback, we call it, pulls or hands off the ball.
So soccer/rugby style kick where he catches it, runs a little bit, looked like he's going to keep it and run or punt it, and he kept it for about 3 or 4 yards, and he punted it out of bounds to the left. That would be the east side here at Hope College. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mona Shores. Ball's going to be marked at the 47-yard line. So short field again, Stevie.
So I think I expect Matt to, they'll do their normal running game, but I also expect some bubble screens, some things out to the flat. I think they're going to try to use their speed to really gain an advantage on Holland in this game, but I definitely see him using outside the tackles.
So the officials remarking the ball, putting it right at the 47. It was back a little bit,
and
toss.
Here it is.
Number 6.
He might go there.
And that's what
he's going to cut back. He's going to cut back again. He'll cut back one more time, and he's down at, you know who that is, baby. That was C.J. Ivey on the toss around that left side. And I tell you, it was graceful running. Comes up about a yard short, so 2 plays, about 1,000 yards rushing already.
So, and that's what I was talking about. I think Matt's going to try to exploit the edges of the defense, and that reason right there as well.
Twents to the top and bottom. Elijah Johnson offset. Connecting down. He's going to get a little pass. Touchdown. Mona Shores, 3 plays, 2 touchdowns, kids. Correction in that touchdown.
Dimitri Roberson.
Boy, this will be a nice time for Mark to pad some stats here, get some touchdown as well.
So you look at this game, and we came into it talking about how it shouldn't be much of a struggle for Mona Shores, and
it's not going to be.
I believe that what you're going to see is the competition tonight is going to be against yourself, the perfection, as close as you can to perfection, the throws, the runs, the handoffs, everything, the reads, offense, defense, and honestly right now they're batting 1,000. He's threw 2 passes that were just spot on.
Oh, yeah, but you're looking at the defensive back. PAT is good. The point after touchdown, the 2-point conversion makes it 14-0. Number 21, that's Kewan Farman Jr., 5'9", 175-pound slot / defensive back. We're going to take a break. 8:56 counting down here in the opening quarter. Your Sailors are up 14-0.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill.
I want to welcome everyone back, and there's a kickoff taken by Holland across the 20. Stops, tries to cut back. He's going to be down at about the 25-yard line. Ivy, C.J. Ivy, the junior, 5'10", 160-pound slot defensive back on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Dutch. Ball's going to be marked right at the 25-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised if Holland took a shot deep. I mean, in watching their game films, and they took a couple shots deep last week against Puffer, but they've tried some short stuff. They tried some runs. I would expect something deep in this possession.
Yep, twins to the top and bottom, fullback offset. Quarterback's going to keep the ball. He's going to get nothing. In fact, he's going to lose about 1. It'll be 2nd down and 11. We got Team Bard off to the right here. Tackled by number 24 for your 44. Will make a correction. Drew Sandberg, defensive end. Drew, the senior, 6 feet 227. Drew wasn't that big when he played for me. I'll tell you what, Coach Koziak and his powerlifting really puts it.
Well, I was going to say, as we've said many times, I mean, Drew, as so many of them are such a product of the weight room, and what Matt does and Coach James does in the weight room with them.
Yeah. Quarterback, that long ride again. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to get that lost yardage back. And
it's
about 6 after yards, so it'll bring 3rd and about 2.5.
And so here's another, part of that long read is that as a defense, you have to be disciplined with that as well. You have to read your keys. You have to do what you've been coached to do. And so I think, in that case, Hop took advantage of what Shores gave him.
So 3rd down and 2, counting down to 7:44 here in the opening corner. Bates defense, 4-2-5 look. Slot in motion. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he's going to lose some yardage. He's lost about 2. Won't make it 3 yards on that carry. It's going to...
That would be Drew Sandberg again.
Sandberg on the tackle again. 2 in a row for Drew. It's going to bring in another punting situation. Back to receive that punt. He's a junior, 5'9", 175. Don't spit it out here, Nick. Kewan Farnham. Boy, he could take it to the house. Oh, he's a left-footed punter, too. Well, there's a boot. Go way over Kewan's head. It's going to take a nice Dutch roll all the way down to about the 15-yard line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. 60-yard punt, Stevie. That's a nice poach. That's what Holland needed.
And those, we haven't talked a lot about special teams and punts this year, but there's a lot of hidden yards when you don't catch a punt. I mean, that was an extra 15 yards right now. In a game like this so far, is it going to hurt them? Probably not. But, as we move on and approach the playoffs, those are the kind of things where 15 yards, that's a lot of yards when you're playing a pretty
lot of real estate.
solid
Trips
team.
to the left, split to the right. Johnson offset now to his left. Connecting going to go downfield. Connecting's going to go out there. It's going to be caught and completed. Dimitri Biddy Roberson on the reception. The Wayne State commit. Found the footsteps of his brother.
Yeah, at home, I don't know if you can see, but they don't have a free safety over the top. They're playing a little bit of cover 2, which means 2 safeties deep, but still the middle is wide open.
Middle's wide open.
Venton
breaks a couple tackles. Venton, he goes down. He's about a yard. I'm looking at that official over there. He's going to be about a yard short.
And another thing, and I think this is one of the reasons why they're giving up 53 points a game. Their tackling it's a little suspect, and I think you've seen that already a little bit this game, and probably continue to see that.
Yeah, this cover 2 look is nice. However, though, as Steve said, there is nobody in there. There's a fullback trap. Who is that? That's Farnham. 30, 20, 10, 5. Farnham does a little shake and bake at the end. Touchdown. I see no flags. Mona Shores, 5 plays, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it looked like Demir was one-on-one with the safety, and it looked like he was going to lower his head, and he gave a little juke and a stiff arm, and away he went.
That's not bad.
It's a nice look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. He had some speed, and I'll tell you what.
It's like a shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, there wasn't a defender that had a chance because he gave a good stiff arm to break loose right at the very end, and he just turned
20-0. 6:15 here. You may see the first string done after this quarter.
That's Demir's 9th touchdown this year.
Kick is up. It is good. So with 6:15 remaining here in the first quarter, the Sailors up 21-19, 21-0, forgive me, it slipped there, 21-0. We're going to take a quick break, everyone. You can take it with us, but make sure you join us because we...
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
Hey, I want to say hi to Annette Curtis. And Annette, it was truly a pleasure and honor to meet you. I was at the transportation building picking up the van and the trailer. Had an honor to meet Annette, loyal fan. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast and telecast tonight, Annette. Have a great day and weekend coming up. Ball's taken at the 5, 10. He crosses the 15 down to about the 20, 25, boy. 30, 35. And he's tackled down there at the 39-yard line. Well, there's a little breath of fresh air for the Dutch.
And that was Demir Farnham on the tackle who just scored the touchdown.
I'll tell you, one of the things that has, I don't want to say plagued, but has broken this Sailor team apart a little bit is the special teams. Those kickoff returns, punt returns have really kind of stung them a couple times.
You know, and really the past 2 years, kickoff coverage, you know, we've had a few holes in there, and that's not, I mean, that was even last year in our outstanding season.
Mm-hmm. Base 4-2-5 defense for the Sailors. Quarterback going to keep the ball. He's going to pick up about, it looks like the official's going to give him 2 yards on the carry.
You know, and going back to that, Joe, you know, it seems like, okay, you're kicking the ball off and everyone's running down. You don't really have anyone blocking you for 15, 20 yards. It seems like it'd be easy. Yep. It's a lot more difficult than it looks because, you know, you're supposed to, as we coach, and I don't want to take away from this play, but you stay in your lanes. But, you know, if you move off your lane just a little bit and someone blocks you in the right, it opens up these creases. So
sure does.
It sounds like it's an easy thing, the kickoff coverage, but it's really not. I mean, call it what you want to. I mean, truly, special teams is a third of the game. And if you don't put time in on special teams, it shows up.
Back to Pat's quarterback. A nice-looking ball. It's caught. Oh, he breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Oh, and he falls down at about 15. Our defensive back got confused, Stevie.
Yeah, and I don't. That won't be the last time you see him throw deep. I thought he was going to do it last possession, but I mean, they take shots deep. I mean, there's a reason he's thrown for over 1,400 yards this year.
That was a nice ball too.
Looks like he got something in his eye. Zach Hopp is talking to the referee right now. Well, that's a contact issue.
Well,
if it's those rubber pellets.
I thought it might have been a contact issue the way he's looking. The officials, it's an official timeout. Look at how tall he is compared to the running back. God, he's like a foot taller than he is.
Does he?
He's washing out his eye, it looks like.
Is he a multi-sport? Does he do basketball as well?
So
I don't know. I don't know that. I kind of feel I saw their preseason interview with him and then number 6, the receiver, and Greg, and they were talking about baseball, so I kind of assumed maybe he was a baseball.
God, at 6'5", though, you would think he'd be a baller too. I mean,
and he could be.
Yeah.
In last year,
4:55, counting down. Excuse me, Chief.
No,
4:55. Okay. There's a little jet read. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he looks like he's going to pick up about 1, 2, 3, 4 yards on that carry, bring a second down and 6.
And last year with COVID, in basketball, as I coached the girls, we were always on opposite places. So when we played at Mona Shores, the boys played away. So we never got to see the opposing team. So I don't know if he played basketball. Normally I would get to see that, but I didn't get to see whether he was or not.
Trips left. Tight end to the right. Fullback is offset to the left.
Well, 21-7 would make this a different game.
Oh, it would. Pass across the middle. He's got a receiver wide open. No, just over the outstretched arms of number 6 right there.
And in Grigg.
Nice ball, too.
Yeah.
Just a little bit overthrown.
And that's his go-to receiver. So when you're in, we're in the red zone. We're inside the 20, as they call it, the red zone. And so you have to know he has over 800 yards receiving this year. You have to know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to point out where he's at. If he crossing route, you got to yell to the safety. You have to be communicating out there.
Fullback offset to the right. Quarterback going to go back. Looks like a little screen, and it goes incomplete.
No flags on the play.
Landon Thalman, Will linebacker, in on the defense for the Sailors. It's going to bring up a 4th and 7. No field goal here, Stevie.
And Brandon Bankard put great pressure on Hop.
So you're already seeing a few substitutes starting to filter in for the Sailors right now, up 21-0 with 4:04 remaining here. And that's right, it's the first quarter, kids. 4-2-5.
Oh, goodness.
Is that Jeffrey Lenardowitz?
That's Drew. That's Drew Sandberg.
That's big Drew Sandberg coming in from his defensive end spot.
Woo. Let's take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay.
Felt that, boy.
Wow, that is a highlight reel if I've ever seen it. Watch it. He just shoots right. He never had a chance.
He never had a chance. He never saw Drew coming in.
Nope. So the Sailors would take over on downs.
After giving a little bit, they didn't break. You can bend, just don't break. Johnson offset to the left. Twins to the top and bottom. Mark Konechny.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a deep ball here either.
Yeah.
It's almost like a turnover by that type of a play when you think about it. There it is.
Konechny back. A little pass there on there, too. That's
Vinton.
That's Vinton. Breaks a couple tackles.
The tackling is just
Look
poor.
at Vinton just dancing and prancing out there, kids. He's down at about the 43-yard line from Konechny to Vinton.
So we talked about this cover two, which means there's 2 safeties deep, but what they're also doing with their corners is they don't want to get beat deep either, so they're backing their corners up, which is allowing Matt and Mark to run these out patterns and take advantage of those.
Well, he's 6 yards deep, right? Yeah, his corners are 6 yards deep, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a dink and dunk, and you're not going to outrun your blocker like it is right now. That's number 6 right there. That's right, kids. C.J. Ivey on the reception. Boy, he's having a nice night tonight. Who isn't having a nice night tonight, right?
So far.
So far, so good. Joe, how many people we got watching right now?
Currently watching 341.
341.
Yep,
looking
correct.
good. Trips left, split to the right. Johnson again, offset to your left. Nice night to pad those stats from Mark Konechny, I tell you.
For all the kids, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But still got to get some more points in the win.
Konechny going deep. He's got a receiver down that far side. It's in there, touchdown. Dimitri Roberson goes how far? 45 yards on the reception from Konechny to Roberson.
Again, another beautiful throw. Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay showing it from both of our camera views. And I love the one. Cohen is in an absolute perfect spot if you watch this throw right down the sidelines.
Look at
it. It's a
nice,
beautiful throw.
Great job by Cohen.
Throw.
So we got Kim and Codas, the best in the business, up in the crow's nest, as always. And we got the little rover, Cohen, cruising the sidelines. PAT attempt. High snap. The kick it's up. It is. No, this one is off to the left on the high snap. Konechny forced to put it down quickly. So with 2:52 remaining here at Hope College, your Sailors are up 27-0. Quick break and come on back, everybody.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Want to welcome everyone back. You're listening to the leader in high school sports entertainment. That's right, it's Sailor Nation Sports. Joe Kanukin, Stevie Stats, the great-grandson of Howard Cosell. You got Kimmin up in the crow's nest. It's a high end over and kick. Cohen on the sidelines, going to go out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35, and I am
Don't
Nick
forget about our
Davros.
spotter as well.
Yeah, and we've got... need I say, one of the original family members.
Yes, that's right.
Noah Canute, the son of Joe, Lieutenant Deputy of the Norton Shores Fire Department.
Deputy Chief.
Deputy Chief.
Yeah, Deputy Chief is right.
Deputy Chief, the Chief Deputy.
You know, so far, if there's one area of improvement in this game, the kickoff return, but also the kicking game so far has been, you know, we've had a couple missed extra points. We just kicked the ball out of bounds. You know, and those are the little things, you know, they do add up. I mean, those will matter at some point in the season.
Holland back to pass. It's going to be, nearly intercepted.
Looks like he tried to one-hand that.
Tried to one-hand it right there. Frederick on the defense. Brings up a second down and 10, 2:47 in the second quarter. That seems like it's been forever this quarter.
Does.
Scoreboard's moving fast, though.
I mean, it's been a dominating performance so far.
Octavio Alvarado is in for Drew Sandberg at a defensive end.
Actually, Drew's in there. He's in for Steven.
Oh, Drew's on the top
Koziak's
side.
out today.
Yeah, Steven. So Alvarado is in. Looks like we've got a flag. It's procedure against the Dutch. So the Dutch are going to move back. Thalman in at linebacker along with Lenardowitz. DJ Cavanis, the senior. Boy, your front seven are all seniors, buddy.
Yeah, Coach Brott and I were talking about that before the game. It's interesting. He thinks he's only had that one time before in his coaching career.
Pass
He's
course
open.
downfield, wide open, 40, 30. Run out of bounds at about the 20. I'm waiting for the officials to see where they're going to put it. 25, 24.
Let me add the second thing, defending the long pass tonight as well. I mean, that's
Yep.
two. I mean, that was a great pass. I mean, credit Holland for taking advantage of what they're getting. And if you're to take what you get.
Well,
Roberson on the defense. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dutch. Ball's marked right at the 25-yard line, kids. Trips right.
Many of the spots where the Sailors have struggled has been on that secondary and those deep balls and that speed.
We saw it in the Muskegon game a couple times. Slant across the middle,
great
nicely
play.
done. Number 8, David Frederick Jr., the transfer, and he's a junior. The whole secondary, juniors. Except every now and then you get Biddy in there. But for the most part, it's been a junior-laden secondary. Trips right. Looks like split to the left. No, we got tight end to the left. Fullback is offset to the right. Second down 10. You're down to 2:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Quarterback rolling out to the right. Throwing, boy, he's got, there's going to be a flag right there on number 6. C.J. Ivey grabbed his waist as he was turning to the inside, my friend.
That'll get you a flag every time.
Yeah, well, it did this time too. Yes, it does, buddy.
And, you know, if I'm Holland right now, I'm just abandoning the run. I'm throwing. I mean, they're having success. They had couple long passes, a penalty right here. And obviously, as you move close to the goal line, it gets a little more difficult. But they've had some success, no doubt about it.
Holland, it looks like it's going to be a little pass to the quarterback going out. He's going to get the ball. It's going to be a touchdown on the razzle-dazzle. Okay, is that an instant rate? So go back and let's just see, how did the quarterback get? I was watching the back. Did he pitch it or throw it to the back?
He pitched it, came out, reversed it around.
Yeah, right.
That's the old, what was it, the Super Bowl play? Was it Philadelphia?
Was it Philadelphia? That did that, right.
And others have worked it to perfection as well as Holland did today.
So Holland draws a little blood here, finds a little chink in that Sailor defense. Quarterback's rolling out. Go drag across the middle, nearly intercepted, so the PAT attempt is no good. We're at 2:22 remaining still in the first quarter, but the Dutch have cracked the scoreboard. It is now 27-6, kids. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It was 27-0. It is now 27-6 with the Dutch on a razzle-dazzle play. Have crossed the end zone to make it 27-6. The Sailors waiting for the kickoff. Steve, you got some quick scores for us?
I do. Whitehall 7, Montague 0. Reese Puffer and Muskegon. Muskegon 7, Reese Puffer 0 in the second quarter. So a little bit of a surprise there. Oak Ridge 22, Ravenna 7. This was a big game. Unity Christian 28, Coopersville 0.
Wow.
Caledonia 21, a potential playoff foe of ours. Jenison 0.
Potential first round playoff.
Here's another one. Two teams playing against each other. We could see Forest Hill Central and Byron Center. Forest Hill Central's up 7-0. Union and Wyoming 0-0. And Zeeland West in the the Bird Bowl. I think that's what they call it.
That's clever.
Zeeland West is up 24-0 over Zeeland East.
Wow. So the big one is the Forest Hill Central and Byron Center.
And here's another one. This one is a little bit surprising to me. Traverse City Central today is playing Brother Rice. Traverse City Central's up 14-0.
Wow. On Brother Rice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that game's in Traverse City, I believe.
I believe it is,
I think Rice went up there. So playoff implications all around today. So unusual where the Sailors called a timeout to see what's going on. Probably going to see a little onside. It goes to 10 yards, but who gets it? Did someone touch it before it went to proverbial 10 yards? And the Sailors do get it.
Oh, and here's what.
Well, you knew this was going to happen. That's why they called it timeout.
Well, and here's what happened, too. Our player was waiting for it to go 10 yards, but we can touch the ball before 10 yards. It's the kicking team who can't touch it. So, but
Correct.
we were waiting for it to roll when we could have just jumped on it.
Right, because they can't touch it. And if they do touch it, it's our ball. Twins to the top and bottom. Johnson offset to the right. Konechny, your trigger man. Trying to get him on the hard count right here. Konechny back. A little pass out. Oh, it was low. Kewan Farnham, the intended receiver. Boy, Mark wishes he had that one back. That one was not a well-thrown ball. Down low by his ankles.
I will say, and I agree, and Mark is more than capable of making that pass.
Oh, absolutely.
That pass out into the flats, that's not an easy pass to make. That's not an easy throw for a quarterback.
I would agree with you right there. There's the trap.
Yep.
Is that Farnham?
Yes,
Farnham.
it is.
30 makes one cut, makes another cut. Boy, if you don't wrap it, look at him. God, that's just like poetry in motion watching Farnham run number 13. Demir Farnham, the junior, 5'9", a solid 200 pounds. God, he gets shot out there like a missile, but the shake and bake, tough.
That is a great run.
Yeah.
But also you saw some poor tackling on that as well.
You did see some poor tackling. But I tell you what, the offensive line is doing a nice job
they
on the
are.
traps. 2nd down and 7. Konechny back. Wide open right there. And it is pitch and catch. C.J. Ivy. Touchdown. Mona Shores. That's your basic 2-play drive, isn't it? Yeah, basically it's a 2-play drive. 3-play drive? Was it 3? I missed one.
That pass that was incomplete.
Oh, that's right, the incomplete little one out there. So your basic 3-play drive to go up 33-6. Worst.
If we have a chance, I want to go over some of those stats now that Mark is doing. If we get a chance at some point.
How about we just stay here after this?
Okay. You're right after this.
And we'll go into some of those stats.
If Steve whines enough, we'll give him whatever he wants. You know that.
Well, I think you're going to find this interesting.
Well, we did bring him in another broadcaster.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Let's just bring
replacement.
A replacement right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's a little pitch right there. Farnham's going to get it and go in for the 2-point conversion. So there's a nice little wrinkle here. So we're going to stay here. It's a minute 44. Still in the first quarter. Sailors up 35-6. Steve, you want to share some stuff with us, big guy?
I do. So. We did this 2 weeks ago, and it was week 5, so we're in week 7 now. And I also want to preface it today like I did, that there is no one in Mona Shores football history like what we saw from Brady Rose, and he was a two-way player. But I just want to I always want to show you and just compare some stats of Brady and Mark, and actually even Holland's quarterback. So through 7 games last year, and once again, Brady played defense. He had 33 tackles, 4 interceptions, averaged 24 yards punt return. Brady was Brady. We know that. Not comparing. At this point last year, Brady had rushed for 721. He had thrown for 721 yards. Going into this game, Mark had over 1,000 yards passing, 300 yards more.
Wow.
Brady had 479 yards rushing. Mark, 565.
Wow.
Total yards from scrimmage, Brady had 1,200 at this point. Mark has 1,591. Brady 19 touchdowns, Konechny 23.
Wow.
And I'll come back to this after this.
All right. Kickoff is going to be taken at about the far west edge. He's going to be tackled at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dutch.
And you can make stats. You can write. I mean, Brady and Mark, they're two different players, but obviously exceptional, phenomenal players. And you know the success their teams have had. So now going into this game, Holland's quarterback, Zach Hop, Mark has 1,591 total yards from scrimmage. Hop, 2,200 yards from scrimmage.
700 yards.
23 total TDs for Mark, 25 for Hop. So even though those stats look better, you also have the team perspective too. But it's interesting to just look at and compare the stats of Brady and Mark.
Yeah. Now compare this stat. If Mark is maybe 6'1", okay, he's a 2-star. Put the Holland's quarterback size on Mark Konechny. Boy, oh boy!
Yeah.
Now there's a different cat right there too. With this team concept as you brought up, and well played on that. Yeah, it's high, but Marcus, the numbers don't lie. He's just having a great season. Absolutely.
And that's the point, right? I mean, this is a kid who he can play places. There's no doubt at the next level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're down to 1 minute. Quick little slant in there. Goes over the head. The intended receiver, that's number 6.
Andon Grigg.
His
favorite target.
Number 4 on the defense.
Dimitri
Roberson. I tell you what, this game started at, 7? It's 42 minutes. Yeah, it's 42 minutes long. It's a long quarter. I don't think I've experienced a quarter like this.
Well,
a lot of action, though.
And it does make sense. The stoppages of the clock, obviously, are turning the ball over, turning the ball over on downs, touchdowns, all that kind of stuff.
There's down long pass for the shaver. It's intercepted by Roberson. Stiffs arms away across the 40, 30, 20, 10. Roberson is going to be run out of bounds at about the 9-yard line, but there's a flag back at the 30-yard line. Most likely it'll be a block in the back by one of the Sailors.
I think it was Jeffrey Lenardowitz. He caught someone on the return.
Sailors are moving back. Holding.
I'm not sure what that signal was.
I don't know what that was. He pointed right. He pointed first down, and then he said decline the penalty. So needless to say, it's going to be Sailors' ball.
So they're marking it off against the Sailors. It looks like it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. I'm not sure still what that signal was.
I don't know either. Hurry up offense for the Sailors. Twins to the top, split to the left. H-back. Lenardowitz offset to the left. Konechny changing the play.
Demir Farnham.
Demir's going to go around that side there. He's got a little breathing wrong. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown number 13 in your program. Number 1 in a lot of people's heart. Demir Farnham, the junior, 5'9", 200 pounds of muscle.
And you take a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. He comes around that left side, never gets touched by a single player. And I tell you, it was good blocking up front.
Yeah.
But it was speed around that outside that really kept that distance away.
Wow.
41-6, 35 seconds still remaining in this opening quarter.
Demir has 151 yards on 3 carries.
Wow.
That's a good night.
That does well for the stats. He was
that way to pad those stats up.
Yeah, he was averaging. I have it here. He was averaging 68 yards coming into this game.
Well, we certainly want to thank Team Bart over there with the stats helping us out as always. So the PAT is good with 35 seconds remaining in a quarter that it just seemed like a whole game. The Sailors are up 42-6. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
You are listening to the leader in high school sports entertainment, everybody at Sailor Nation Sports. Glad to be with you. Joe Kanukin, Stevie DeLong, Noah Kanukin. We've got Kimmin up in the crow's nest. And the young lad where's the young lad right now?
Right over there in the corner.
There, yep. Cohen is over there on the far side around the 8-yard line.
Kimmin is zooming in on Cohen right now.
Yeah, there's Cohen, the young lad, the rookie.
Work.
Yeah, he's got rookie status, taken over for rookie status when Steve DeLong was promoted to sophomore status.
Yep.
Well, Stevie's got a little sophomore status in him right now. So you're down to 31 seconds remaining here at Hope College. Sailors comfortably up by 36 points. So you wonder
31 seconds in the first quarter.
Yeah, forgive me. God, I know. It's
now the score may
indicate that. There's a little long pass downfield. It's going to be,
that was a beautiful throw.
Great ball defended there by number 6, C.J. Ivy. C.J. was beat on that play. And this might be old school. You know, we were taught when it's overhead, open up your hands. He kind of turned them like this a little bit, but
that's old school.
That's old school.
Well, and the reason I say that, I'm not.
No.
They teach you to high point it. They want you to go get the ball, and so that naturally puts your hands in that position.
Exactly.
So.
And with the stickum that the gloves have now, oh my God. What? I don't want to go there when I played, for God's sakes, the stickum we used to have. Fullback carrying the ball. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get pushed back about one. Tackled by number 56 here for the Sailors. The senior, Kemper Millis, 5'11". He weighs all of 311 pounds, kids. A lot of loving that boy from his mama. And she made it just a great meal. Team meals by the mothers is always great. Always having. Ours was at 3:30 today. Walked through at about 4. So there's going to be a timeout on the field, and that timeout is for
end of the first quarter.
Finally, the end of the first quarter. After that first quarter was 48 minutes long. It's an hour quarter. So much for using up all that time, right? As they say, hey, we're going to take a quick break. You can take it with us. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast. Feel free to let us know how we can improve any time for any reason. Thank you, everyone.
This is our house. We can find your house.
I want to welcome everyone back at Sailor Nation Sports, and we got some scores to pass along. Stevie, go ahead.
All right, so we have Montague Whitehall 7-7. This is, a little bit surprising. Muskegon in the second quarter up, but it's 14-7 over Reese Puffer. Oak Ridge 29-7 over Ravenna. Union up 9-0 over Wyoming, our opponent next week. And last score here, Byron Center and Forest Hills Central. Forest Hills is up 14-0.
A little confusion in the coverage there. 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Holland, the secondary, was absolutely lost and confused on that play, going 74 yards, Steve.
Yeah,
we're talking about getting some stats there. There's a 74-yard stat.
And I'm not. Why not?
No.
Why not?
If it's working, keep doing it. And honestly, they have found ways to turn those secondary players.
Well, there's a chink in the secondary armor. Absolutely,
really
Joe. That's a great point.
And I would take advantage of it all night as long as I could.
And this kid's got the arm to do it. I mean, that was a nice ball. PAT attempt. There's a snap. The kick. It's blocked. Oh, it was a sieve. A sieve by the Dutch line, letting the Sailors come through. That's big DJ Capitus, the All-State candidate, with the block. So the action never stops here at Sailor Nation Sports. We are 13 seconds into the second quarter. We busted a 74-yard pass, Joe.
And even though you didn't say it, you were thinking running clock, which now all of a sudden is no longer, at least for now.
I just really should just stick to my job, shouldn't I?
You do a great job. Yeah, you do a fantastic job.
But when I screw up, I say do it good.
Well, a lot of jinxing things.
Yeah, a lot of jinxing.
Well, to Nick's defense, I did that last week when we were 99 yards, and I said, we just can't give up a 99-yard run.
And we gave up.
Happened on the next play.
Boy, that just went there. Yeah.
Happens to the best of us, Nick.
Yes, it does, Stephen. You're one of the best in the business at what you do. So it's 42-12, 13 seconds into the second quarter. And I tell you what, Steve, your stats about this quarterback and everything you said about it really has come to fruition right here. The kid can throw the ball.
He sure can. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he has an interception on the night. He has more He has, I think, 14 is what I said. But when you throw like they do, and the record is like they're playing from behind most of the times. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But he clearly can throw it. And accuracy was one of the things I said before the game that he has, and he's been very accurate on the deep balls.
He has, and really the inverse. The interception wasn't from a bad ball. The interception wasn't from a bad ball. The interception was from a lineman that hit the ball. There's a little pooch kick. It's going to tackle there by number 2, Jalen Vinton. Vinton's got some real estate on that left side. Jalen's down to the 40, 30, 20, puts on the afterburners and runs out of bounds at about the 20. Wait for the official there. 19, Vinton runs out of bounds at the 18-yard line, Stevie.
I think there was supposed to be a punch kick to keep it away from somebody, and they kicked it to Vinton, and then that was not who I
Joe.
Kicked it to.
Well, he just changed streams. He started upfield on the west side and cut it back over to the east, and there was a lot of real estate on that east side.
So we have Brandon Bankert in at running back. Jaden Smith split out this way, so you're starting to see a little bit, but
connecting in at quarterback. There's a toss. Who's that? I'm waiting for. Is that Ivy? CJ Ivy, number 6, picking up the first down. Is going to get down to about that 8, 9, 7-yard line. First and goal at the 7. We got a man down. That's Ivy down.
It looked like he landed on the ball. One of those, knock your wind out kind of thing.
Yeah. Coach Kozak, Dan Schneider from Mercy Health coming out on to check the young Sailor. We're going to stay with you a minute. We're going to stay here, buddy?
Yep.
Okay, Joe says we're going to stay here. So it gives us a chance to see Dan out there. Dan, we haven't given Dan a lot of love this because we haven't seen him out there. We've seen very healthy, but Dan does just great. He had dinner with us tonight at our pregame meal. I had a little chat. He's a graduate of DeWitt High School and was a swimmer. And he was telling me, I go, Dan, did you play football at DeWitt? He goes, no, Coach, I wasn't very big in high school. I've grown about 3-4 inches when I graduated and put on 100 pounds. since graduating high school, and he just does a great job.
I have too.
Yes. And Dan just got married last summer, and his wife is also a worker for Mercy, and they both do the same thing. They're trainers, and how cool is that?
That is cool.
Yeah, that
does a great job.
Yeah, it does a wonderful job. So CJ is walking off the field on his own power. Twins to the top, twins to the bottom. The fullback is going to banker on the carry. He's going to gain about 2, be second and goal from the 7. Yeah, I'm looking at the 7-yard line.
Coming up shortly, we'll have the Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question.
Yes, we will. Twins connecting back. Oh, there's a pitch and catch that was just way too easy there, right there.
David Frederick.
Yeah, the wide receiver was spread out almost to the sideline, runs that corner out. Nobody there on number 2 there, sliding down, and quick touchdown.
How about we stay with the broadcast right after this extra point attempt, and we'll do the
trivia question.
All right.
That sounds
We're
good.
going to give them a lot of times. 48-12. PAT attempt. High snap again. Kick is up. It is good. 10:01 remaining here until halftime. Sailors are up 49-12. We're going to stay here. So for the proverbial trivia question, my friend?
You got it.
You got it, buddy. Take it away.
So here's the Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question for all your commercial needs. Here is the question. Who holds the record for the longest field goal in Mona Shore's football history? The question is, who holds the record for longest field goal in Mona Shore's football history? That is the Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question for all your commercial needs, and the answer will come in the third quarter.
That's a good question.
It
really is a good question.
That's a really great question.
What I really appreciate about that is, of most of the stats, field goals are one of those that does not get a lot of love because, it's not as flashy, but man, you look at last season as an example against East Lansing. It was the difference between going and not going to Ford Field. And it wasn't the final game to get us there either. It was, but it was the difference at that point.
High end over and kick, taken at the 9, crosses the 15, 20. Going to run around at about the 22-yard line where the Dutch will take over 1st and 10.
It's funny you bring up that East Lansing because, you were on vacation and Nick and I were at the game.
Yeah.
And it was at like 11 seconds left. And he was trying to decide Noah was there, what to do, and he ran a play, and we were like,
what is he thinking?
And then they end up kicking the field goal, and the rest
that's
is
why
literally.
He said, Coach.
That is exactly. But I don't know why I was thinking that on the way to the game today, and then it's funny how Joe brought that up.
Yeah.
But man,
field goal.
Longest field goal.
Trips. Twins, quarterback's going to roll out. It's interesting. There might be a flag, no flag, incidental contact there. C.J. Ivey on the defense brings up second. Boy, that's really tough, Steve. You've brought this up a couple times. You're a right-handed quarterback rolling left.
Well,
that's really tough.
It's even more difficult when you have pressure and you can't turn and square up your body to throw it. So then you're throwing it in a really awkward position. That's even worse.
Well, Steve, while we're gonna tease people with the trivia question, I've got an announcement that's going to be made in the second half as well, and I think we're going to probably maybe save that to the pass downfield. Oh, nearly caught there by number 20. What do we got? 23. Number 23, Steve. Who do we got there? You got the program for Holland.
I sure do. That is. Ashton Rasmussen.
Ashton Rasmussen. So yeah, another treat. Obviously, I'm not going to take Steve's thunder, but in the fourth quarter, a big announcement. It's almost earth-shaking announcement that's going to be coming down the pike here.
Joe. You keep talking about a lot of announcements. You always talk about a lot of announcements.
Yeah, well,
some of these we actually aren't sometimes going to talk about.
No, we're just going to do the yeah. There's a little dink
Rasmussen
pants
again.
there. Rasmussen's going to catch. He's trying to juke. Oh, there's a hit.
Boy.
There's the cleanup that we were waiting for. Who is that? That's Wahlberg.
That was
55.
Millis.
Was that
Millis.
Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
that's
50,
one of the
yeah.
hardest hits I've seen. Now, it's a weight mismatch, but that's one of the
Millis.
hardest hits I've seen in a long
300.
time.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
311
his head
pounds.
snapped back.
Oh my God, that is something right there. Well, there's a highlight
Man,
reel.
that was hard to watch.
Oh.
That kid's got to be hurting, and he got back up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Punting. Boy, here's a spread look punt right there. There's nobody in the middle of the left-footed punter. It goes off the side of his foot, and it's going to roll down to about the 46-yard line. So the Sailors in 4-down territory, as if they need it here in this game. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Sailors. Ball will be marked at the 46-yard line.
But I'll tell you what, that hit that Kemper was as hard as you'll see in high school football.
Yeah.
But Rasmussen jumped right back up. I mean, he took it, and that's a tough kid right there to get up from that hit.
Twins to the top and bottom.
Boy, I tell you what, they are serving some good food up here at this press box. It smells so good up here.
Yeah, fullback, Bankard.
That was a little
number
bit
7.
A little bit of a miscue
At
there.
fullback, 5'11", 180. Well, I'm glad that you said that the food is good because Steve and I have been working the whole time. We haven't had a chance, but I know it seems like a father-son dining outing over here to my left. He told me, right.
I don't even feel bad.
No, I know you don't. Oh, there's a pass just over the outstretched arms of the receiver. Konechny's in at quarterback. Kind of believe, Steve, though, we won't see Mark in the second half, you think?
Probably not. I don't think so.
This is a rare 3rd down for Mona Shores.
Yeah, real rare. Tended receiver was C.J. Ivey, Biddy Roberson on that far east side here at Hope College. A little toss, there's a flag.
And Coach Koziak starting to rotate some players in on the offensive line. You have Nathan Allen right now in at left tackle. You have Purple in at center. And so you start.
Purple.
So
I love him.
And he's played quite a bit tonight, actually. And so
well, he came out late. He didn't play last year. Wanted to concentrate on wrestling. And Ezra was my starting center 2 years ago. His grandfather went to school with me, Brian Clark, and Ezra, it's just a heart of gold. He's a wrestler, wanted to concentrate on wrestling last year. He came out about a quarter of the way through the season, asked Coach if he could, and, God bless Matt, said absolutely come out. And Ezra's worked hard, and he's worked hard, and he's a senior.
Yep.
Pass attempt to Jalen Vinton, the junior, 6 feet, 175. Got some skills coming back next year, Steve.
There's 4:58 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, now this quarter's flying by. Twins to the top and bottom. Konechny, your quarterback, the trigger man, having a good night. There's a trap, the Bankard. Banker's got some real estate, breaks one tackle down to the 20. 15, Banker, 10, 5, Brandon Bankard, who's going to go the distance. 35 yards for Brandon Bankard on the fullback trap. Anybody that is wearing the white tonight might be able to score.
That was shifty. I mean, that was a good run. Good finding holes. That was good.
Taking a look on a Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay, and I'll tell you, he not only ran hard, but he moved fast he needed to. He did put some moves on.
Played a lot of fullback for us last year, I'll tell you that much.
And I think one of the things that we've seen when he has had an opportunity to run the ball this year, he's fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. Boy, the future's looking bright for Coach Coz. Lower levels having a really good year. Coach Millis, 7-1 on the year. Okay, Green Conference champs outright. JV finishing up 6-2-1, sharing the conference crown with Muskegon. And the 8th graders going undefeated. 6-0. I had a chance to watch them on Wednesday at Mona Shores, and got to be excited, got to be hopeful, and promising down the road, because a lot of people are thinking, wow, these seniors, and they're writing off the program, but the future is going to be consistent, right? Probably the biggest area of concern for Matt next year is going to be quarterback, Steve, because your backup is Landon Thalman, who's a senior. Your starter is a senior. Rarely do you have 3 quarterbacks at the varsity level. So, thoughts here, big guy? I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit as a retired quarterback, all-state quarterback that you are. Where do we go at quarterback? Now we're giving up a good one here. Terpstra
so
for
Hayden
us.
Terpstra is the JV quarterback, and watching his second half last night. I mean, he obviously he's a Terpstra, just like his dad that we coached at Puffer, and tough kid, shifty kid, and so that's a possibility, and it depends. I don't know what Matt's thinking in terms of is he looking to develop someone else, and you talk about concerns, but you also have the front 7 that are all seniors
on defense.
I mean, you talk about quarterback, quarterback,
but he goes, don't tell me about that.
I mean, that's a lot to replace.
That's a ton of people to replace. What's nice is Van Bergen's got his whole secondary coming back. Kickoff right there, breaks the tackle, goes around that left side down to the 25, 30, run out of bounds, and about the 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dutch. You're 4-17 counting down.
That was Farnham and Gemser on the tackle.
Yeah.
380 people watching.
Wow, that's great. Want to welcome everybody. You are listening to and watching the leader in high school sports entertainment. It's Sailor Nation Sports. We are global. We are worldwide. We hit 23 states last week. We hit 4 foreign countries. We're there for you anytime, any place. But you know what? We will go anywhere to bring you Sailor Nation Sports, Joe.
As we will.
As we will, and we enjoy each and every. And we have. And we have. How many continents have we hit? We've hit Europe.
I'll have to check that out. But
Well,
Steve, why don't we go over your trivia question one more time?
Okay, we will. Let's just do that.
Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question. Who holds the record for longest field goal in Mona Shore's football history?
Great
God,
question.
that's a tough.
That answer will come up in the third quarter.
Quarterback rolling out to his right, setting up, throwing it. There's a long ball.
That's a push-off
Receiver's
right
going to
there.
come back. There's going to be a flag, and it may be offensive pass interference.
But you also have a late hit on the quarterback, too.
Is there a flag back there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is right there. It's at the 19-yard line. So the quarterback's down.
It was a penalty that they were going to call in this game. Was it blatantly late? But it was late. There's no doubt on the quarterback.
Okay, so they're going to be offsetting with it's got to be an offensive push-off on the receiver for Holland.
Every indication, let's look at the Lake Michigan Insurance Incident replay for that. And it looks like he pushed right there. So it was hard to see in that.
Yeah, right, but that's when the flag. Do we have the quarterback being hit?
No, we don't have that.
We don't have that one?
No.
Okay. So, Joe, with this, some of the new toys that you're getting, that Steve and I are providing for you with our hard work and, getting we were wondering, I sent you a text.
Me as in you?
Well, no,
Okay.
This is more we as in you. Okay. That Steve last year, I believe, and it was pretty gaudy on his part being a rookie year that it was, but Steve doesn't know any better than figure that, he feels entitled to some of this stuff. But he'd like a telestrator.
Well, and that's one of the things we'll have to work on, how it would integrate with this. But I would
let Steve know that we're going to work
be
on
able to give Steve a teleprompter.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. 2:45 left in the second half or quarter.
Quarterback rolling out. Nice little ball there. Nice pitch and catch over in that far east side. Ivy on the tackle.
Joe treats me nice, doesn't he?
Well, I was just going to mention that, and I don't want to get into this nitpicking and stuff right now, but I'll get into
I don't think you will, because I think there was twice, 2 weeks in a row that I got your Jamocha shake for you.
Oh.
Wow.
Right?
No, you're
moving on. We're second.
No,
second quarter.
Very few times does Nick goes speechless, but he was speechless there.
I save them. I save them up and then just bang.
Yeah, you do. Shut me right up. So my little trivia question, And the answer will be revealed in a second half. When did Arby's first come out with the Jamocha shake? Let's see if anybody, give me the year. I just need the year.
Now, you have some guesses, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a beautiful
nice
ball.
little ball over.
Once again, exploiting the secondary.
And that's number 6, Steve, your boy there from Holland.
And in Grigg, yeah. You know, Demir's had a lot of Farnham's had a lot of tackles tonight too. He's been all over the field. He's made special teams plays. He's made defensive plays.
The pass
has a lot of
downfield.
few carries for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's had a well-rounded game. 4-2-5 look for the coach, checking his defensive gurus. There's a little pitch and catch out there to number 6. A little slip screen right there. Picks up about 5.
Get a little dink and dunk moving here.
Yeah, a little dink and dunk is right, buddy. And I tell you what, this quarter has flown by. We're down to 1 minute and counting till halftime. We got trips to the left, tight end offset to the right. The fullback, number 2, offset to the left. He's back to pass again, going downfield. He's got a receiver, number 6, wide open, touchdown. Number 2 again, Jalen Vinton is beat bad. Steve on the pass again.
You know, what a throw. Accurate throw. And, you know, it's no secret. They're picking on a few kids in the secondary, and that's where they're throwing the ball. So he's Zach Hopp is all that he was advertised to be, everything that I saw on film and the yards. And
it'll be interesting to see the halftime stats from Team Bard over there to our right. That, boy, you want some good stats, people. Team Bard, absolutely. They are we have only nothing but the best in the business, people. Kimmin, Cohen on the sideline, Kimmin in the crow's nest, and we got Team Bard on. And we hope hopefully, we'll be getting a revamp or new press box down the road. But we got to make sure Team Bard is by us, too, because they're as integral as anybody else on Sailor Nation.
I'll tell you what.
They bail Steve out a lot.
When we come back from halftime with some stats, I mean, eye-popping, whatever adjective you want to put to it, for both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be. That's a
yeah, it's going to be.
And you know what? You think about some of these. You look at the Holland record, and the score here. If Sailors aren't giving up those big pass plays, this is going to be it's going
to be like 60, 70 to nothing.
But
right.
the way that they're able to throw the ball, even against great teams, they're going to break those apart every now and then. And they're going to be able to get down the field. These are athletes out there on the field, and especially their quarterback. And they're taking advantage of our secondary. And
is this quarterback getting looked by anybody?
At the beginning of the season, I think they were getting. He hadn't played quarterback until, I think this might even be his first year. He didn't play quarterback last year, I don't think.
So we got trips to the right, split left. It's going to go outside. It's going to be intercepted, and it's no good. Ivy on the defense. So you're down to 51 seconds remaining to halftime, and I tell you what. It's been a different second quarter, Steve. It is now 56-48.
Well, you know what's interesting? I mean, just like
56-18.
I'm sorry, 56-18. Looked like 13.
To think about, if Holland continues to, I mean, Matt's not going to run up the score by any stretch of the imagination, but if Holland continues to score, Mona Shores is going to have to continue to score.
Correct.
I mean, you're going to have a running clock, which will help some of that in the second half. But I mean, if Holland continues to throw and beat us, you're going to see quite a score at the end of this game.
Yep.
Yeah, because you look at Holland's numbers, upper 20s, maybe low 30s. But you're going to keep this kid in just to, pad his stats, maybe hopefully go to some college or university. I mean, the kid looks good. I mean, at 6'5", you could redshirt him. Could be a MAC level school, maybe. D2 school, probably for sure, I would think.
And be truthful. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks, when you're that size, I mean, they can convert you into a tight end, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Tyree Jackson.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So you're
no, that's exactly right.
Right, yeah. In fact, you know what they're doing here, though? The NFL is grabbing basketball players, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", for tight ends in the NFL.
Going to Jalen Vinton again. He's got some room up through the middle on the left side.
Vinton dips and dunks over to the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Vinton is Did his own guy trip him up?
I think they might have got in on him. Number 2 for Holland got in on him just at the very last second.
So Jalen Vinton giving up
running.
the touchdown pass to Holland.
Did they
give him the touchdown, though?
No.
They did not?
Timeout, Mona Shores.
Timeout, Mona Shores with 10 seconds.
Let's do a timeout.
Can we stay here a minute?
I'd like to take a timeout.
You can do that.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Go.
Hello, Sailor Nation. This is Papa T from Sailor Hockey. I would like to shout out to all the Sailor Nation Sports and Mona Shores Varsity Hockey fans. The Varsity Hockey Squad is lucky enough to have the team from Sailor Nation Sports tag along with us on our travel weekend to Marquette on December 10th and 11th. With this honor comes quite a bit of added expenses for our team. We are looking for some Sailor Nation supporters who would be willing to sponsor Joe and his team to make the long journey north with us. How amazing would it be to have a part in allowing the great fans of Mona Shore Sports to watch some quality hockey from the comforts of their own homes? If you have the ability to help make this happen for our boys, please contact me, Paul Tiefenthal, by email at sailor-hockey@comcast.net, or contact me directly through our Facebook page at Mona Shores Varsity Hockey. That is all. Carry on.
Don't worry about it, Joe.
They're in.
They're in.
Touchdown, Mark Konechny on the quarterback keeper.
We are back. All right, Joe was doing something. I wasn't sure if we were back. I'm sorry, everybody. So Mona Shores takes a quick timeout. Steve, go ahead. Talk to us why take the timeout with 10 seconds left.
Well, I think what happened was that usually the running clock takes place in the second half, but if two teams agree to it,
right.
And so there was a running clock, and Matt took a timeout to get the score. And once again, he's not running up the score, but once again, I mean, Holland is putting points. They're moving the ball.
Right,
it's not you can't be
But this also is just in case. Now, you're going to see wholesale substitution in the second half. Holland doesn't have that many kids to substitute. So you're going to see a lot of first stringers and a few token kids tossed in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying Holland. But Matt wants to keep that running clock going in the second half to stay fresh for the playoff run. So that's why, and it's still the first half.
And the first half is done because they went to a running clock.
Right,
so they're not even kicking off now.
So you've come to the end of the first half of action here. OK Green conference action here down. We're on the beautiful campus of Hope College, home of the Dutchman of Hope College, also to the Dutchman of Holland High School. Your score at halftime, it's the Sailors 63, Mona Shores 18. It doesn't look like Mona Shores is even going to go in the locker room. They're probably going to stay here because it's a walk to the locker room over here too. So we're going to take a quick break. You can take it with us, and we will be right back. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, Sailor Nation. This is Papa T from Sailor Hockey. I would like to shout out to all the Sailor Nation Sports and Mona Shores Varsity Hockey fans. The Varsity Hockey Squad is lucky enough to have the team from Sailor Nation Sports tag along with us on our travel weekend to Marquette on December 10th and 11th. With this honor comes quite a bit of added expenses for our team. We are looking for some Sailor Nation supporters who would be willing to sponsor Joe and his team to make the long journey north with us. How amazing would it be to have a part in allowing the great fans of Mona Shore Sports to watch some quality hockey from the comforts of their own homes? If you have the ability to help make this happen for our boys, please contact me, Paul Tiefenthal, by email at sailor-hockey@comcast.net, or contact me directly through our Facebook page at Mona Shores Varsity Hockey. That is all. Carry on.
This is our house. We can find your house.
Blended Furniture Market thanks you, Mona Shore Sailors, for your support. Have a fantastic game. Try your best and make a difference. Come shop with us down the road at Blended Furniture Market. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Go Sailors!
This is our house. We can find your house.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
so much for listening.
Hello, Sailor Nation. This is Papa T from Sailor Hockey. I would like to shout out to all the Sailor Nation Sports and Mona Shores Varsity Hockey fans. The Varsity Hockey Squad is lucky enough to have the team from Sailor Nation Sports tag along with us on our travel weekend to Marquette on December 10th and 11th. With this honor comes quite a bit of added expenses for our team. We are looking for some Sailor Nation supporters who would be willing to sponsor Joe and his team to make the long journey north with us. How amazing would it be to have a part in allowing the great fans of Mona Shore Sports to watch some quality hockey from the comforts of their own homes? If you have the ability to help make this happen for our boys, please contact me, Paul Tiefenthal, by email at sailor-hockey@comcast.net, or contact me directly through our Facebook page at Mona Shores Varsity Hockey. That is all. Carry on.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the leader in high school sports entertainment. It's Sailor Nation Sports coming to you live from Hope College on the beautiful campus here of Hope College. We're in Holland, Michigan. It's OK Green Conference action. Your Sailors are up 63-18. And it's the proverbial running clock, Joseph.
Oh, it is, and I'll tell you, they scored right at the very end there to kind of preserve this. And the reason they needed to do that is because this Holland Dutch team is not going away. They have proven that they have some athletes that they're playing here today with at Hope College. And I know that this Holland team is going to come out and still try to make a game of this all the way through the next two quarters.
Oh, absolutely. And on the flip side, you take the timeout, it's still the first half, to get an extra touchdown, you're that close, but you're going to see wholesale substitution, Joe.
You are. And I'm probably on both sides of the ball, which means that the running clock will probably be preserved. However, it will be nice if we can preserve that to get our second level players some real game speed time in case we need to actually utilize them sometime during the playoff. We remember back in 2014 when we finally made it to the playoffs and we went as far as what we did when we went to Ford Field at that time.
Yeah.
We took second and third string quarterbacks in order to finish those games in some of those before we got there.
Yeah, and the selfish side of me wants to see my JV kids getting a lot of PT in because Coach Kozak brought up the whole team, and they're going to be with them next week and, God willing, all the way for a deep run into the playoffs. So they're going to see a lot of time here, hopefully a lot of team time next week when we're home against the Wolves of Wyoming. But, Steve, more important, though, you've got some halftime stats for us, I bet.
I do, and before I get into those, it's interesting that, we're in the press box. Oftentimes our paths will cross with the coaches in the press box, and there's no doubt that even though they're up 63-18, it's not a happy mood. I think they're concerned about a few things, and no different than what we talked about in the first half. So
we talk about the gauntlet that is the playoffs for us, and divisions 1, 2, and 3 are absolutely stacked all the way through, and the quality of the wins that we have going into the playoffs is a big indicator as to whether or not we're going to be able to survive. And some of those issues that we're concerned about The secondary being one of those things. Special teams, I would imagine, is another one of those where we were to allow that run through there. We've got to tighten up those things. It doesn't matter what team we play. If Holland can take us apart in the secondary, any team that we face in the playoffs will have the ability to do that as well.
So your first big change that you're going to see in the second half is going to be at quarterback. Mark Konechny's day is done. Steve will have some stats on him, but Landon Thalman is going to be your trigger man here in the second half. You got twins to the top. You got a tight end to your left, a little toss all around that left side. A lot of real estate right over there. He's going to break one tackle. Was that 8? That was number 9 over there.
McCoy.
Adrees McCoy, the senior, 5'9", 165. We're going to try to get some other numbers. We've got the young here. Noah's here. Noah, if you can throw out some numbers to Steve and I on the offensive line, Steve can write them down and we'll try to get those because, someone made a really good quote after the Muskegon game, and I'm going to give him a lot of respect. I don't know who it was. 56 is 66. That is Nate Allen, the junior. Thalman's going to carry the ball. Thalman's going to break some time. 40, 30, 20. Landon Thalman's got one guy to beat. He beats him. Touchdown. Landon Thalman goes roughly 45, 55 yards, 53 yards for the touchdown.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Landon Thalman is a quality backup quarterback.
There's no question.
It doesn't matter whether he was playing. Obviously he has benefited very much from the tutelage of the JV coach that he had.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that'd been Ryan Piesky.
Oh.
He was, I'm just a line guy, buddy. But no, Thalman is just a great backup, solid backup. PAT attempt. Sailors ready to hit the 70 mark.
Ian Pareda.
Kick is up. It is good.
And Dimitri was holding instead of Konechny that play. So, But the line looked, Nathan was in there, but the line was pretty much the same so far, but you'll see some shuffling. Let me get to some statistics before.
Go ahead, buddy.
So, in the first half, Mona Shores had 411 yards on 19 plays. Mark was 8 of 10 passing for 167 yards and a measly 5 touchdowns. Demir had 3 carries for 151 yards. And then Zach Hopp for Holland was 9 of 20 passing for 227 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He threw for 227 yards. His favorite receiver, who we mentioned the whole first half, Andon Gregg, had 7 catches for 225 yards.
Yeah, 7 out of the 9.
So he had 7 out of 9 catches and 225 of the 227 yards. So we know who he's throwing to.
Yeah, I wonder who the guy is that got the other 2 yards.
It was 23, Rasmussen.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And that's the one where he got
that little pass right
tattooed down there.
So we are in running clock mode here.
Yeah, there's 9:18 left in the third quarter. This will be a quick half.
Well, that first quarter was the first half, for God's sakes.
Being that it's that quick, we could probably get to our trivia question.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because they're taking a lot of time to get the kickoff.
Mona Shores took a timeout.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Stevie.
All right, so the Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question for all your commercial needs. And I did see some correct answers, and this doesn't take us back too far. So the question is, who holds the record for the longest field goal in Mona Shores football history? And the answer is Austin Flowers' 49-yard field goal against Grand Rapids Union in 2017.
It's up. It is good. From 40. Is that 49? 49-yard field. God, Lisa, you guys are almost empty nesters right now. You got 2 in college, and Hope Brady's doing well up in Ferris. And we are ready for the kickoff. We're down to 8:14, and there it is. There's a kickoff. It's a high end over and kick, taking it at the 25. He crosses the 30, and he's wrapped up right at the 30-yard line.
So it's
tackled by number 7 right there, Brandon Bankard, this little speedster.
So going back to that field goal, so the Flowers and Roses are good friends, and they had that in the archives, and Lisa sent me the picture, and then through the magic of technology.
It's up. It is good. From 40. Is that 49? Lost count. 49-yard field goal is up. And it is good. Boston.
That was a good kick.
Hop with the pass.
Downfield, receiver is out of bounds, but well defended right there.
The receiver had to play defender on that one.
Yeah.
It looked like we were looking for another interception.
That was Kewan Farnham on the coverage.
Well, we've got an announcement coming for me shortly here. It'll be the beginning of the fourth quarter. It's a major announcement. Yeah,
Is that kind of like a major award on the
well, I know.
Christmas story?
Well, it's a major award for somebody, but it's really going to be a major announcement coming up here. And you know, in television, we call this a tease. That's number 6. That's your boy right there, adding some more for his yardage.
Alvarado on the tackle. Yeah, and you know, just while we have a second here, some scores to update for. You know, one that could have playoff implications for us. Traverse City Central is beating Brother Rice 49-13 at half. I mean, that is some type of score. Whitehall's up 14-7 over Montague. Muskegon and Reese Puffer. I'll get to this after this play.
Okay.
Pass is a little bit low, but he's got it complete out to the right.
Okay,
side.
it's all yours, buddy. Go ahead.
Ready?
Ready.
Muskegon 21, Reese Puffer 14.
What is going
Stop it. 21-14. Wow.
In the Bird Bowl, 40-14, Zeeland West over Zeeland East. And 31-0, Forest Hill Central over Byron Center.
Okay, so one of us has to get on to, I'll get on the snooze to you.
I got it.
You got it? All right. And then we'll look at playoff implications because one of those teams, somebody's got to lose it, and this may help out us immensely. Want to give a shout-out to former player of mine at Muskegon, got a chance to coach his son at Mona Shores. Steve Pelotas is listening. Hope you and the family are doing well, my friend. Thank you for the video you sent me. My daughter Angelina sending some info from us. She's watching at home while she's finishing up some final exams at Baker College.
So while we have a second here, I want to kind of, we haven't done a sports update for in a while. I want to make sure that you had some information. So tennis today, actually, just to go back, the Mona Shores tennis team won the city tournament. They run the regular season and the conference tournament. In regionals, they had Drew Hackney advance, and actually here at Hope College today, he played. He won his first match in the round of 16. He made it to the second match today, and it was delayed due to rain, but he was up 5-4, so they start that tomorrow at 8:30. Volleyball, Mona Shores defeated Holland 3-0 on Wednesday. Mona Shores is now 13-16-1 on the season and 5-3 in OK Green matches, and play tomorrow at Mona Shores for the city tournament. So if you're available, go check that out. Unfortunately, soccer lost on Wednesday in districts, and in the cross country, the city meet is being held tomorrow at Oak Ridge, and one more when we're done here.
The Dutch putting, this is returnable, crosses the 40, 45, down to the 50, 40, 30, 20, cuts back inside, 15, 10, Mars all the way down to about the 7-yard line. I'm looking for flags.
No flags.
And I see no, the official's picking up some debris. I thought that was a flag back at the 30-yard line to the north of me right here in Hope College. So we're down to 3:40 here in the running clock mode. Sailors getting ready to score again. Thalman will be at quarterback. Brandon Bankard will be your fullback. All right, now, okay. Jesse Love, 53, is a junior. Who's next, buddy?
Dawson Trigg.
Yeah, Dawson Trigg, senior. 7 dead. Ezra Purple. Okay, no worries.
Braden Flanders and Luke Emmons. Or that's actually Nathan Allen at left tackle.
Okay, Nathan Allen. Now, he was to start a little bit at the beginning of the year.
He mixed in a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he did. And he's big. He's all of 6'6". I'm looking up right here.
Pitch to the right. It's going to...
That's Grimm.
Be out at about, we got flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be probably
Andrew Grimm?
about a hole.
Yeah, little Grimmer. He was a little player of mine last year, the junior.
is going to be a hold against the Sailors. That'll be coming back.
One last announcement just to get on. So for golf, in terms of the golf season, all conference performers for Mona Shore's golf team were Desmond Merwin and Lily Miller, and then honorable mention was Elise Houle and Maddie Ederman. So
wonderful.
Their season is complete. The state finals for girls golf is taking place this weekend, but good season for the girls and all Mona Shore sports.
Where are the state finals being played at, Steve? Are the boys and girls played at the same place, or does it switch around sometimes?
It switches around.
Does it? Okay.
And I just received a message from Mike Phillips that said due to the power outage at the high school today, the tournament has actually been moved, the volleyball tournament, to Reese Puffer tomorrow. So,
oh, wow,
thanks
that's right.
For that,
That's right, because we were there for our team dinner, and there was no power. In fact, power went out around 11:30.
Beautiful throw by Thalman off to the left side.
And
Jaden Smith.
Yep, and school was dismissed at 12:15 today, and it was still out when we had our team dinner. I got there around 3 o'clock. Team dinner was at 3:30, and we still had no power. In fact, we had no power when we left to come down here.
Steve, I got a question for you. Back in our day when we played football,
we
played against Holland a few times.
Yep.
Is this where we played? Was it in this field? This has just been redone? Because I remember really good memories here. Actually, when we played, it would rain. Whenever it rained, all that water would run down these hills onto the field, and it would be the muddiest game you would ever possibly see.
We played here. Yep.
I remember games vividly. Just looking at the hills, I'm thinking, wow, this looks like the same area.
Yep, it is for sure.
So when did you play, Joe?
Well, I graduated in 93. So.
In 93, and you graduated in?
That's McCoy on the touchdown, 92.
92.
So I was right behind him. I was
looks like
JV.
it's coming back.
Wow. That's
penalty against the Sailors. It looks like that touchdown is going to be called back. It looks like a false start. So, Steve was 92. I was in 93.
Nick, when were you?
A few years before you.
Did they do that on like a Greek calendar? It's not like a regular...
I'm just figuring it out right now here.
The sundial.
Carry the one.
I was in my 14th year as head coach at Muskegon when you guys were, So I coached against the both of you. Did you play JV ball, or were you on varsity right away?
I went up to varsity in my 9th grade year.
Yes, you did.
So this is the end of the quarter?
Yes, the quarter.
Boy, the proverbial running clock. We're going to take a quick break. Your score at the end of 3. It's the Sailors comfortably up by how many? A mere 52. It is 70-18. Take a quick break, everybody. We'll see you back in a minute. I want to welcome everyone back. Hey, need to give a shout out one of my assistants, one of the walking wounded, my special teams coordinator, Jason Dykstra. Wounded warrior that he is, great special teams coach, very dear friend, recovering at home with a leg injury. And so I've been throwing out this little tease right here to Sailor Nation Sports that there's going to be a replacement next week. one of us three is going to be gone next week.
No names, though.
No names are going to be mentioned. Name to be known down the road here with this running clock. But there will be a replacement.
A celebrity.
A celebrity will be replacing one of us. The question for you, Sailor Nation, how do I want to be? Who do you see want to be replaced?
You've already told touchdown Mona Shores.
Oh, touchdown Mona Shores again on what was this then?
And that is Jonathan Gemser, I believe.
Jonathan Gemser, my buddy Jonathan.
He's doing a little dance over there.
Yeah, Jonathan. Jonathan's a delight. Nicest kid in the world. Works his heart out. Good to see Jonathan get a touchdown, 76-18 right here. So, no, we got a celebrity. It's almost like game day celebrity guest picker. This is going to be celebrity game day color announcer. Could be color play-by-play, could be color board runner.
It's actually a big name.
It's a big name. It's a very big name in the Norton Shores community. So that eliminates one right now. It's an alum of Mona Shores. So that cuts me, well, yeah, it could be, but we're going to let people think about it. We'll be right back. Sailors are up 76-18. So what's the most points? See, they scored last. I want to welcome everyone back at 76-18. Running clock here, 8:52 and counting. And Coach Koziak's using every possible second up at every opportunity that's given to him, Steve.
He is, and he's doing exactly what he should do. Part of being a good sport, he knows the game is out of hand. Also, but he's still getting other players that don't quite get to see the field as often and to play, including your JVs. But then you see the touchdown by Jonathan Gemser. These kids that put in a lot of time on the practice field, and it's nice to see them get some action in the game.
Nice little end over on kick, taken at the 20, crosses the 25, down to about the 26, runs backwards just a little bit, and he's going to use ours. They're going to knock him down at about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dutch, but there is some laundry on the field. I'm going to wait for the officials to sort it out right here. Flags down at about the 25-yard line.
It's going to be a horse collar against Mona Shores.
Yep.
And next week, we travel to our home field. We play at Sailor Stadium. We play against Wyoming, who Holland actually beat earlier in the year, 52-49. So
yeah, not much defense, a lot of offense by both teams. Yeah, Wyoming, new head coach down there, and so they are in rebuild mode. They have no JV team, thus the JVs are not playing this week. They're going to be elevated up to the varsity, and it's going to be a great time for them. Coach Koziak talked to my team afterwards, encouraging and hoping all of them would come out. I, too, my last talk with the kids as being a JV team was, embrace the moment. You've got a chance to learn by some great coaches on the varsity staff. And for all practical purposes, you're varsity players right now, and you're going to be practicing. You're going to see the different speed and how everything is. So it'll be a fun experience for those kids. A little screen across, a little slant right there. So with 6:33 remaining, I think it's time. Next week I'm going to be gone.
Yes, you are.
Okay, my niece is getting married down in Cleveland, Ohio. So yours truly is hitting the road around 10 o'clock Friday morning. So we have we've been blessed to have a celebrity coming in, and
you almost can't keep quiet, can you?
no, I'm throwing this tease out here.
We will be letting people know throughout the week.
Is that how we're going to do it?
Yeah, we're gonna release that, and I think you guys are going to enjoy the filling of the big shoes of Nick Davros by this individual.
The big shoes and the big mouth are going to be filled by somebody that does a very nice job, and you're going to enjoy each and every moment.
Who is that?
But Steve will have a new role as well. Can we say that?
Yeah, sure.
Can we Steve that? Steve is going to be sliding over, is going to be play-by-play.
Well,
play-by-play Steve. He will not be Stevie Stats.
Oh, yeah, he will.
Oh, is he still going to be a dual role?
It's going to be it's going to be
an upgrade?
No.
Oh,
it's going to be a little bit of a color, double color person, but I'll be taking over the play-by-play. But also, I can't do it with my stats. That's part of the fun. Part
that's
of the
why
fun
you
for
are
me,
Stevie Stats, right? You know, the great-grandson of Howard Cosell. Hey, nice little drive here as they march down the field. Both teams having second. Sailors probably got some third-unit kids in there. Hopefully some JV kids are getting a few reps in there, getting a taste of what varsity ball is going to be like. It looks like Dalman might be in there.
Mari Richardson out here on the corner.
Yeah, Mari Richardson for us. It looks like Cotner in there.
Hop on the run. It's a host of Sailors.
Yeah, no, there's about 20 of them on that tackle.
And you said, Nick, you talked to someone that Hop is actually being looked at as a tight end.
As a tight end, right. I was looking at one of his coaches in the box, and I was just asking out of curiosity. And he says, "Oh yeah, he's getting some looks, but he's not getting looks at quarterback. He's getting looks as a tight end, which makes a lot of sense as well.
Gives you that option of a wildcat type situation. There's a lot of different things. We'll look at Tyree Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
And just kind of going back to today, their Pro Bowl tight end for Philadelphia, Zach Ertz, was traded.
Arizona.
And so, Tyree's obviously on the injured reserve list, but he is, I think that might say something about Tyree and what they probably think of Tyree. And so that's for Tyree, that's awesome news, and that's a good thing for Sailor Nation to hear as well.
He got injured before the preseason was over, and Philadelphia chose to still keep him on the roster on the injured reserve. They didn't have to do that, which means that they see something
for sure.
As, the potential there.
Yep.
See, Eric Gould is in there on defense. Jaden Brown in there getting in it.
Still 351 people still watching.
That's wonderful.
This.
We are thankful for
Eric
each
Cotner.
and everybody. Yeah, Eric Cotner's in there. So a lot of the JV kids getting some PT time. We're down about 3:13 remaining. That's a touchdown for the Dutch.
And that is going to be close to maybe one of the last plays of the game by the time the kickoff happens and the play is snapped with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I would think so as well, Steve. So yours truly will be gone. Celebrity color analysts coming in. The tees will remain until further notice. But Steve's going to be sliding over, filling the dual role of color and play-by-play. We'll still have the trivia question. Nothing changes there.
Are you going to listen to? Are you going to be able to listen to us?
Wow, yeah.
Oh, I might be able to listen to.
The thought hadn't even crossed
I hadn't
your
even
mind.
thought about that. If I have time, I will. If not, busy, yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
I mean, then we know what we can and can't say about you if you're listening or not listening, right?
As if it would stop us.
I know, but I'm just trying to make him feel good since he's not going to be
make
here.
him sound good and comfort the old boy a little bit. So you're down to 2:09 counting down.
And they took a timeout.
But the clock still runs during the timeout. I like that. It's a timeout, but the clock's still going to run in running clock.
And that's
mode.
the purposeful of taking a timeout, wasting the time. The clock's going to run down. I don't, you're not going to see another.
No,
snap
you're not going to see another.
So
snap
essentially,
as well.
this is it. Almost one more, but.
So next week, again, we mentioned we are back home against Wyoming, and that will conclude the regular season. Do we know any information, Nick, about a selection show Sunday?
I do.
Have you heard anything?
I have not heard anything yet. Probably won't hear anything till after the game, to be honest with you. I don't even think it's on his radar right now, to be honest with you. I can check around, though. It's blocked. That interior, the PAT is blocked. So you got about 1:10 remaining. You may not even see a kickoff, to be honest with you, Steve. You may not even see a kickoff.
No, you're not. You're not going to. This is the end of the game.
And it looks like the players are getting ready to line up as such.
Hey, let's go over some of those stats a minute, Steve, in the first half again before we wrap up this night, because it's going to be wrapped up quick.
Sure. So in the first half, we had 19 plays for 411 yards. Mark was 8 of 10 passing for 5 touchdowns and 167 yards. He had 1 run for 1 yard, which was 1 TD. And then Demir Farnham had 3 carries for 151 yards, and that was from the first half. We haven't gotten the second half stats, but, 76-24, 20 seconds left. They're already shaking hands. The end of the game, there's no doubt about it. I think that this probably is exactly what we expected when the game happened. I don't think we expected to see some of the things that we saw in the game from a passing standpoint. We knew that Zach Hopp, Holland's quarterback, was good. I think we made him look good too. But, in games like this, you walk away and you have things to work on and, go from there.
Yeah, and, obviously anybody else can watch tape on this, and they're going to see what it was that Holland was able to dissect in that secondary. And I don't think it's anything, very complicated. I think that they're just making some twists and moves back there that is leaving our secondary a little bit out of position, and they're taking advantage of it. So, again, we've mentioned to it before, Coach Czech, Coach Koziak, they have the capability of talking to those players, starting to work with them, hopefully trying to close a little bit of that gap in understanding and capability.
And I guess the good news is you're not playing a Forest Hills next week, a Byron Center, a Traverse City Central. The facts are the facts. You're playing Wyoming, who as of tonight has not won a football game. So you're able to probably devote a little more practice time to fixing some of the things that occurred in this game that maybe you weren't happy with, whether that was defensive back play, whether that was kickoffs, whether that was whatever it was, and from the coaching lens of Coach Koziak, he'll look at the game differently than we will up here, but, he'll fix those things, and that's what he'll have time to work on next week.
Well, you look at a 52-point spread right here, and, to add what you guys added to so eloquently is you got to play a lot of other players. You got the rest. We're banged up. You got McNiff with a concussion. You got Stephen Koziak, who re-injured his shoulder. You got some kids with bumps and bruises that have the opportunity to potentially heal for a couple weeks in almost 3 weeks without getting some solid, hard-hitting thumping and, banging around. That gives you the opportunity to play some second season, to play the future that's going to come up. Conversely, though, you got to hope that down the road, the winner of the Byron Center Forest Hill Central.
Which is going to be Forest Hill Central.
It'll be Forest Hill Central. So Byron Center, hey, that may give us a home game. Who knows? I'll find out Monday in school when you look at snooze to use. But offensively, yeah, you got to be elated. But you also have to remember who your competition was as well. On the secondary, there is some work to be done. They look confused a little bit. Sometimes they just look lost just because how wide open the young man may have been.
Well, I mentioned it earlier that your competition really, we knew this coming into this game. Holland wasn't going to be our competition. We ourselves were our competition, and it was trying to strive for as much perfection in all aspects of the game that we could. We have some work to do, especially when we're staring at the playoffs in 2 weeks, and we have some work to do. So,
and you're staring at the playoffs at a level that you've never stared at them before, being the defending 2-time state champion. It's not like our first rodeo or our second rodeo. It's not like we were just coming back from Ford Field and losing badly to De La Salle. It's back-to-back state champions. So whoever you play, wherever you play them, it's going to be the best.
Well, and the interesting part is you look at some of the teams that we potentially could play, they have payback written all over.
Oh, yeah.
Traverse City Central, Caledonia, Forest Hill Central. You can't tell me they don't want a piece of us.
Exactly. You will get the best every down, every second. in whomever and wherever that we play. And let's hope, because right now we're not scheduled to be at home at all for any game.
Nope, and that's winning out. That's really winning out. So that's what a gauntlet. The
you got to win
Division 1, 2, and 3 all really is.
Right, you got to win out and hope. You know, Dave Taylor said it best when I was at Muskegon. You know, you got to have a good team. You got to have good coaches. You got to have good players. But the bottom line is you got to have a little luck.
Yeah.
You got to have a little luck every now and then somewhere along the way.
Plays so much more of a role in this when you're looking at trying to go for a three-peat. I mean, you have to be some luck
tough,
in there.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, and you know, okay, here's a stat that the only team to win back-to-back Division II state champions is who?
Muskegon Catholic Central.
No, they're Division 8. Division II.
We talked about this last year at Ford Field.
Why is it De La Salle?
Close. It's in the Catholic League. It's a team Traverse City Central.
Rice.
Brother
I was just
Rice.
Say Brother Rice.
Alfred Casa's last 3 years, he won back-to-back state champion. That's tough. It's tough to win back-to-back state champions.
Yeah.
So for Joe Kanukin, Kim and Coda's up in the crow's nest. For Noah, who am I forgetting?
Cohen.
Where's Cohen? Oh, there's Cohen down there. I was looking for Cohen. I'm McDevitt. We certainly hope you enjoyed this broadcast. As lopsided as it was, I hope we brought you the best in broadcasting that we could do. We certainly are blessed to be in your homes, part of your lives each and every Friday, wherever we are. And feel free to send us back comments. We want to give you the best possible product. So from the family right here, Sailor Nation Sports, we want to thank each and every one of you. Be safe. Have a great weekend. And we will see you next Friday from the friendly confines of Sailor Stadium, where the Sailors will play host to the regular season finale, the Wyoming Wolves from Wyoming, Michigan. Good night, everybody.
Go Blue.